And is there a hidden meaning beneath, behind everything, or are you just trying to be absurd? Is it like Flemish absurdism, or is there a meaning?
Well, to quote the great Salvador Dali, there's no meaning. No, I find this always very hard. Also in the theater that we make, it has meaning for me, for sure. And there's lots of references, and we can talk about meaning. But in the end, you know, I always say to people, I love horror movies, I love genre films, and I love Asian horror, especially with no subtitles, because the it's so weird without subtitles. It's you don't know what's going on, and in a it's a bit grotesque what I'm saying, I realize, but in a way, I like that there's a mystery about the movie. There's not a there's of course there's a certain existential meaning to it, but to explain everything would be sort of killing the movie. I love movies so much. I like comic books. All this stuff, and I think that movies just became, especially the commercial movies. It's all very clear what it is about, and sometimes it's exceedingly well done. Uh, I watch every Marvel movie, and I'm having a great time watching them. And sometimes it's really well done. Um, but I miss the let's call it the mysticism, the the myths about movie, the stories that you don't really quite, and I miss that a lot. And I put it in my work in theater. And when we make a theater play, we don't tell the audience anything. We I don't like pictures of the theater being out there before the premiere. So even having a trailer of Hotel Poseidon, for me, it's like already giving too much too much away. I like that it's still a bit magical. I like that it's secretive. So is there a reason for it to be secretive? Yes, because I don't think there's that many secrets or magic or mysticism anymore around.
Hoe dat jij hier ziet.
So would you say that it's also a bit of a coup d'etat against like the regular movies? You're trying to rage against the machine and
It's not the raging against the machine from when I was 21 or 22, and of course it's in a way it's a genre film, and I think that's always for me the appeal of genre films and the BIFF, for instance. It's to see these movies that have this big question mark on top of them. My best memories of BIFF are when I first went to BIFF when I was 17 years old, and I was still in school. I was in the fifth grade, and I just loved being there and seeing all these movies, especially from all over the world that you would never see again. And some of them were like, "What is this about?" There was this movie called Cruel Estates, I think an Hungarian movie. I haven't seen it since, but there was this huge question mark on it. The same with Carnaval, Accumulator. All these very weird, you would say cult, you would say niche, but it's authors. It's an author movie, you know. So it's okay. I wouldn't say it's rebelling, because then I would say every movie in the genre is probably rebelling. But I would say it's more yeah, it's the voice of individuals with a big love for a certain genre.
Van alles van u afgelaat.
and is that then also how you want the audience to perceive your movie as um yeah, the secretive side of it, or how would you like the audience to perceive your movie?
I think in a way we're all looking for some authenticity. It's weird to talk about authenticity when you make something with 50 people or 60 people involved into something. But I think that would be nice, that you watch this movie and you think, I haven't seen that before. Perhaps this is wishful wishful thinking,
No, it isn't.
but Oh, no, now you're being very nice now, and I'm very bad with compliments, but I consider this a big compliment. But that would be nice. Like perhaps it's nice if it has shades of things you've seen, but it's not just um, there's a lot of winks to genre cinema. Some of them are a bit more obvious, I think, but I didn't try to do literal samples in it. I stayed a bit away from this. And I think if an artist is something like, I haven't been on this adventure before, or it's a bit magical even. I I think this would be nice.
Hmm.
I'm happy with that.
Hmm. And would you say that the fact that you're constantly on your toes, as in you think there will be something lurking beneath like behind the corridor, or when he's like coming from underneath the bed, you think, oh, he's definitely going to do something to that girl, but then, oh, he's actually a nice guy. So was there was this on purpose that you were like, maybe they're not all that bad, and there's not a serial killer hidden in some of them, or was this something you did on purpose, the anticlimactic side of it?
Yes, of course. Yeah, because I've always liked the anti-hero or the underdog. I have a big love for them, and but I also like that they're. It's very easiest explanation is I think I like losers a lot. Uh, Perhaps I like them. I like them filthy. I like them ambitionless. I like I like them impotent in a way. Perhaps at moments driven by testosterone, but at the end quite impotent. I think I like that. Um, I, I like that they perhaps have forbidden thoughts, evil thoughts, do stuff that is morally not accepted. But at the end, they're actually very nice women and men. They make mistakes like everyone does.
Van niks niet beschampt zit.
Mm. Are there any more movies that you want to make because you did the switch from theater to movie in a way? Are there any other projects?
Yes, yes, yes. Many ideas. If they will come to fruition, I don't know, but we will certainly try. I mean, we enjoyed making this movie so much. It was really yeah, yeah. It's immediately after seeing footage after 1 week, I was like, whoa, more more of this. I wanna, because you learn a lot at a very high tempo, and even now I think I can do so much better, and we can go so much further. And it's very nice also to hear that people appreciate this movie. It's really it's in a way I didn't expect that. you know with our plays, we already know, like, yeah, we have people that like them, we have people that hate them, and but movies, it's something new, it's something I haven't done yet, and to see that it's appreciated really is it strengthens the will to make another movie. So yeah, yeah, there's some ideas for sure.
And would you say that it was difficult then to make the switch from theater to movie? Because, okay, a screenplay is a screenplay, but the way you use the cameras and the way lighting is used, even the makeup, etc., it's different, I suppose, from theater, though.
I think what we tried to do was make this how to put a bit of theater in this movie. I wanted to make deliberately a bit of a theatrical movie. The makeup, as you mentioned, is the clearest. I think it's a very clear indication. Uh, by the way, the makeup was done by sometimes a few days on the set by a makeup lady, but mostly it was done by our two actresses. They volunteered in doing the makeup, so that was a bit unconventional, and people that are used to being on a set, they were a bit like, would you do this? But I yeah, I like it a lot, and I was just surrounded by a lot of talented people who were really excited to get on this, to jump in this bath. From the DOP to the guy that did the light, they were in a way very professional, talented, and excited. So yeah, it's I wouldn't say, yeah, if you say was it difficult, for me, yes. For them, I don't know. But I couldn't have done it without them, and I really mean this in a sincerest way. It was their language. And I watched thousands of films, but making a movie, it's still it's I really start to appreciate it even more now.
Mhm.
It's there's so much to learn. And as long as you learn, oh yeah, yeah, I love it.
You also said in another interview that uh, making a movie from starting from a theater piece is, I think, ridiculous is the best way. You said onzinnig. So, would you say that it is possible to do the reverse, as in take a horror movie and then you with Abattoir may make it into this entire theater piece?
Did I really say that?
I found it online.
Well,
Someone wrote it about you saying it.
well, I found a cure for COVID online. But no, no, it's possibly I said that. I'm not sure if I mean that, but okay. But it's for sure it's possible to change some movies, uh, to put them on stage. I've long had this fascination in putting Barbarian Sound Studio by Peter Strickland, of putting it on stage. We were at one point very close in getting the rights to it, but this was something I think I still want to see that on stage, and I think it's doable because it's quite limited in sets, but it's so visceral in sound and in images. Yeah, yeah, it's very doable. I think when I just started theater, I had a thought of putting David Lynch's Dune on stage, but I think that's good that I did not do that one. That would be very weird. But still, I think in Germany, where I sometimes make theater, they have less qualms about this. They easily, it's like there will be blood. Oh, we put it on stage. Uh, they're very easy going and putting things on stage. Movies.
Would you say that this is different for is this due to the Belgian audience or due to the Belgian production company, or what
Oh,
is the main
I think it
difference?
just has more. I think the Germans. It's a bigger country. They have a lot of theaters. And they have a lot of means to produce theater, and they're constantly trying to put new stuff out there. And at one point, the theater repertoire is well, it's limited in a way. So they're willing to try new stuff. So they just dive into these movies and just throw them on stage. I don't think this is what we do. We have to be a bit more. I'm not saying our audience would not like it, but I think we're a bit more modest or a bit more traditional in choosing the material, not in
Mhm.
the way we execute it.
Dat is toch niet normaal?
The crassness and the vulgarity, even in the language sometimes, was that for authenticity because you felt like people with the good Flemish accent and the Flemish that is more authentic than someone who speaks like proper Dutch, so to speak.
If you're asking, did I do it purposely to shock? Then no. If but it's the way people talk. I find. I mean, not constantly, not
Mhm.
all people, but I think I can imagine if you're referring to one or two scenes. There's a scene at a little table during the bar scene, and that's like 5 sentences of pure filth between a woman and two men, and but I have these people. I had these people around me, especially in my youth. I remember, yeah, people talking like this in cafes, not doing sometimes the stuff they're doing, but talking like this. Sure, I know someone that works at a place and in this work environment, not anymore, but the talk between men and women was that level and and beyond. It's not uncommon. I think we're a bit surprised to hear it uh, now,
Yes,
but
exactly.
um, but I find it funny as well. As long as it's with humor, how
Mhm. I think Hotel Poseidon would not be the same movie if everyone would be speaking ABN. It would have maybe less, it would be less charming. I think it's part of the charm is to hear this crass, the first minute starts with her talking about how she's masturbating, and it's just so vivid. You're just in the moment with her, so I think the movie would not be the same without the crassness. And I think maybe that's because you said, wait, maybe we can be modest in some choices. And I think in Hotel Poseidon, you really, even with the writing, went full against that. It was not modest anymore, I'd say.
But I think at one point, I think we were making plays for about 3 years, and somebody said to me, "These things you put on stage, people are not like that." And I said, "I beg to differ. I lived in a place with an apartment with where people that I put on stage were there, and I often go as far. Okay, I go as far as to say we're actually making documentaries. Uh, in that sense, I never put much of myself in, for example, this movie, but I do put the things that I see around me on stage, on in this movie or on stage. And for example, the woman you're referring to in the one of the first scenes, uh, it's a cross between the sister of a a boy I used to go on a holiday with. It was a sister, and a girl that lived in the street where I grew up, and she's like a mix, like 80% of what she says and what she proposed happened to me. And as a kid, it was I was flustered. I I did, but I knew it was something dirty, and but it made of course a lasting impression. I just love the way you use the word crass. It's not a word I hear a lot, but crass or crassness, it's absolutely that. Yeah, it's very
But I
crass.
mean that in the best kind of way because I liked it because it's so unconventional.
En ik had geen gevoelens misschien. Of ligt ge overhoop met dit?
If you were to have an unlimited budget, what would you do? As in, not in life, but I mean, as in on stage or in a movie, or what kind of movie would you produce?
When I was writing Hotel Poseidon, I was wondering, and I have this with plays as well, what does this universe look like? What does the outside look like? You know, you see at one point there's a girl coming in the hotel, and she's she's part of this universe, definitely, but she's something else than most people walking in this hotel. So this is what I'm mostly interested in. With, I think, Hotel Poseidon, I try to make a movie, and I try to do this with every play, which is a taste, or a fraction of a universe, but which is consistent. The Like you said, language should be in a way, it doesn't have to be the same dialect, but it should be consistent. The way people behave, the filth, the way they look, there's a consistency. And I think with an unlimited budget, why are you going to give me one? Are you going to give me with an unlimited budget? I think I would like to build this whole universe. Like I would like to see the hotel from the outside. I would like to see the street, where is it even in the street? I think it's on a big wasteland or something, but there should be probably a restaurant a bit further down the road. And I want to see that restaurant. So I would build, I think, a cycle of plays or movies, books, and I would build this universe. I think this is something I would really like to do for, I think, the rest of my life. Just build a consistent universe.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I would probably go on a long holiday somewhere with this unlimited budget.
Well, thank you very much for answering my
My
questions.
my pleasure, Anne.